Welcome all to NFL Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Week 13 started with Thanksgiving Day bangers. Then we had Philly, Chicago on Friday. The rest of the card takes place before Monday Night Football in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Thank you guys all for joining us. We got Justin McKelvey in the house. Tax Plays Today 1 and 2 are in. Agent Parlay, Rob McMahon, Dennis Garcia says going broke, fading the market today, saying NOLA taking money, Tennessee taking money. That does make me very nervous because I am on NOLA to Tennessee. I hear what you're saying, though, man. It's not comfortable. I'm not comfortable. We got Man Bear Pig on the Titans, Browns, Raiders money line parlay at plus 5,000. Anthony Velez, Bruh Button, Philly Eagle Flyer, Mikey Doyle in the house. We got Noel, Jimmy's Teeth. The halitosis update, very crucial halitosis update. Tasha 8710, Aaron Gaza, serious business. Slatsy, Turnsy, he no ball, sober bets. LALV, Lone Star Rider, saturated. The fix is in. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a great show. Bobano hitting lead off as we always do. Year 5. Whoever's in first place gets the invite every single week. And this man has been in first place since the end of week 2. Bobano has been excellent. Still first overall. Billy Brisbane hitting second with us. Also a top 5 contributor right now. Billy Brisbane currently in 4th. And he's done that with just 3 shows. 7-4 plus 3.76 units. Then we have a Big Mastro joining us from Windsor, Ontario. Our guy, Big Mastro, currently ranked 12th. 6-4 plus 1.88 units. Then we have Flash coming to us from Costa Rica. We go from Costa Rica then up to Nova Scotia, Canada from Salty Pete. Salty Pete went 4-1 last week here on the show. Joey DFS, he's just behind Big Mastro, 4-4, but plus 1.05 units. He's 6th. Then we have AM Sports Picks. AM swept the board last week, which we thought would get him right into the top 5. It's put him in 6th place right now, 13-9 plus 3.1 units. And then we have TJ closing up the show here. TJ, we haven't had in a while. It's great to have him back. We haven't had him since week 7. He's currently in 5th. He's 13-9 plus 3.51 units. All of these cappers delivering the goods here on the show. Thank you guys for joining us. We got Johnny Blaze in the house. Harold Williams, the Lone Star. Turnsy, it's great to see you. Toby Lane has Texans as his play of the day. Toby Lane and us. Frank, Virginia, Anaheim, and Capitals parlay. I almost moved on to the Ducks. I still might, but I have not yet. Great to see all of you guys. We are waiting for our first guest here to get us started. But let's go over my action so far this week. 5-4 plus 0.26 units. Again, the big change in what's gone on this year is that, 5-4, and it feels like a losing week. It feels like I've lost this week because of the success that we've had, which is a good sign. But, I've been kind of just sitting around this up 20 unit spot while my co-host Troy Torrance has cleared 60. I would like to get there. So far, Detroit minus 2.5, Kansas City minus 3 got me off to a terrible start. Then the triple up and Cincinnati, Baltimore under has got me back. First half under 26, full game under 52, full game under 52.5. Doubled down before the game to get to the black. Ravens double result lost. So did Philly Eagles double result. But Chicago, Philadelphia, first half under 22.5, full game under 44.5 cash. So 5-4, which is fine. I have 17 remaining picks here. Browns plus 6. San Francisco, Cleveland, full game under 40 and first half under 20.5. We've destroyed those lines, destroyed them, and we'll go over all of that here as we bring out our guests. But we beat those lines badly, which is excellent. And I expect to do the same with Pittsburgh, Baltimore next week. I expect to beat it by 3+. New York Jets, Miami, I expect to beat that by 3+ as well. So that is great. And the Browns plus 6. Tennessee plus 6.5. I'm a little nervous. I'm also on Jacksonville, Tennessee, first half under and full game under. We Slatsy talking about the weather issues. The weather is actually a little bit better than we expected today. And we'll go over all of that. You guys know I do the weather 3 times during the week. So the third one was just done about an hour ago. Colts double result, which makes me nervous. I'm also on the Houston Colts first half under 21.5 and full game under 44.5. I'm nervous about all these bets, honestly, except for the San Francisco Cleveland. That's about it. Atlanta, New York Jets first half under, full game under, 19.5, 39.5. New York Giants, New England Patriots, first half under, 23.5, full game under, 47. Saints +6, Commanders +6. Buffalo, Pittsburgh, first half under 23 and full game under 46. I guess the Buffalo, Pittsburgh is the only thing I'm also not too nervous about. And this is what I'm still looking at. I'm interested in the Rams, Carolina overs. I'm curious to see if I can get on those while we break things down today. The Denver, Washington unders, I'm interested in. I'm still interested in the New York Jets, and I'm interested in the Patriots double result. Those are as action that I would like to possibly join in on. Great to hit all of you guys. Smooth Bosky says 10 centimeters of snow and capping some football morning from Guelph, Ontario. I love you, Smooth Bosky. Respect to you, my friend. Yes, we got hit with the snow as well. But right now, we focus on football. And Slatsy says Colts quarterback Daniel Jones playing with a fractured fibula. What TFF? We're going to go over all of that information. But let's bring on our first guest, our leader in NFL pop-up, first out of 32 cappers, also our Season 2 champion. Currently 71 wins and 45 losses, plus 20.9 units. Just been rolling here on the show. He has had the lead since the end of Week 2's action, and he has not looked back for a second. And we are the benefactors of his spectacular capping. Please welcome the star of the Ice Guys, the star of the NBA OG show, and the star of the Hitting the Books YouTube channel from Canada's Black and Yellow Steel Town, Hamilton, Canada, Ian Cameron. Bobano, how are you? Oh, I think you might be muted, my man. I think you're muted.
There we go. I'm good. We're getting better. We're not all the way back with this, sickness we've had, but like I said, we're getting there. And like I said, nothing makes you feel better than an NFL Sunday going the way this season's been going for me. So hopefully we can add to the great season that it's been so far.
Well, let's get right after it, my friend, because you start with a game that means a lot to me and I'm nervous about. Jacksonville Jaguars 7-4, 3-2 on the road. Tennessee Titans 1-10, 0-6 at home. We're at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. The weather has improved in some of these spots. This is one of them. Now, there wasn't going to be inclement weather, but we were expecting higher winds. It's not. 42 Fahrenheit, sunny, 8-mile-per-hour winds. For the Jaguars, Brian Thomas Jr. ankle will play. He's sure lost that WR1 standing. Now, Hunter's out for the year. Maybe he can get it back. Tennessee to tight end Chig Okonkwo is questionable with a foot injury. Those are the main issues right now. Line-wise, this is a 42. That was exactly the look ahead. Then it reemerged at 42.5, went down to 41.5 for a bit. Now it's just right back to 42. I see some books at 41.5 from a point spread standpoint here. We have the 5.5, which is what I want, which makes me feel very good. The last move to 5.5 was about 45 minutes ago from a 6. It was a juiced 6 towards Tennessee, so it's now at 5.5, which does make me feel good. The Jaguars have the Colts on deck, and I was hoping that was a look-ahead spot that might affect them. I'm nervous, though, about my positioning in this game. I'm certainly not going to buy out or anything like that. 52% of the ticket, 52% of the cash on Jacksonville. I'm surprised. I thought Jacksonville would be more public. Then we have 62% of the tickets on the under and 76% of cash on the under. Ian Cameron, your game one. Take it away.
I'm on Tennessee. I can't believe it. I think this is the first time I've bet on the Titans all year, quite honestly. And maybe it's part of it is because they got a backdoor against me last week with against Seattle. That was very frustrating. But I was watching that, and they did get a punt return touchdown too, which was great to see. DK. Very nice punt return touchdown for him against Seattle. That helped the cause. But that being said, Cam Ward, that was his best game I've seen out of him throwing the football. No question about it. And it came against a very good Seattle defense last week. No interceptions, no mistakes, good completion percentage. And I think he can probably move the ball against this Jacksonville defense, which to me I don't think is still that great. We saw them give up big yardage and big passing plays to Brissett in that crazy game against Arizona last week. I think Tennessee can move the football. I mean, they're consistently starting to get to that 20-point mark, and I think they can do that here. Meanwhile, you look at Jacksonville, and obviously they're coming off just this crazy game against Arizona. They did everything they could to gift that game to Arizona, and yet Arizona wouldn't take it, and Jacksonville still managed to hang on. You mentioned they got the big game against the Colts coming up, this game in between. Jacksonville's not trustworthy on the road, in my opinion. They haven't won a game by more than this point spread on the road this season. And, you look at these road wins that they've had, they collapse against Houston. They win by 1 point against a horrible Las Vegas Raiders team on the road. There's not a lot of evidence that the Jaguars, in my opinion, can be trusted to win by margin right now on the road. So I like Tennessee here, +6, -110. I'm against you, though, with the total. I like over 41.5 here, -110. I've been on these Tennessee overs like crazy lately. To me, this is just a little too low. I think we're going to see points in this game. I don't trust the Tennessee defense fully, and I think Tennessee's offense is getting better by the week. They'll score. So over 41.5, -110.
And what was the vig on the +6?
Just -110.
You are in business. Titans +6 and the over 41.5 here for our guy, Bo Bano. We move on to the second spot on the board. I have moved on the Saints after they screwed me last week. It was my fault. I realized during our show that I was in trouble.
You know what Sunday. It was? It's a bad team off a win and a bye week. Sometimes when you're off a win and a bye week for a bad team, they start to feel like, hey, we got our win and it's party time over the bye week. It looked like a team that felt like they partied over the bye week rather than prepped hard for Atlanta.
Yeah, I took it differently. I was really excited about Kellen Moore first game off the bye week. I took it that I really undervalued the Falcons, and I'd like to fade the Falcons today, but that was my fault. It was a bias. It was just a clear recency bias on the Falcons and my expectations of Kirk Cousins, and I realized more and more. And then when we got to Sunday and everybody was on the Saints, I was like, "Oh, I'm screwed." And I sent that message. And instead of sending that message to Troy saying Saints are going to lose. I should have just middled at that point and said Falcons. When the whole group was saying the same shit, I was like, oh, I think I made a mistake here. Saints, Dolphins, but I'm on the Saints here. No Alvin Kamara. He's not been very good. Chris Olave here with the back injury. He's questionable. We'll see whether he can go. 79 Fahrenheit, partly sunny, 11-mile-per-hour winds. Dolphins coming off the bye week, so we'll see how they handle all of this. Line history-wise here, we have this down to a 5. I'm very pleased to see this. The look-ahead was 4.5. The look-ahead dropped down to 3.5, which is wild. Reemerged at 5.5, got up to 6 quickly. So to see it back at 5, I'm pretty pleased with. I got in on the 6. From a total standpoint here, we have a 42, a flat 42. The look ahead was 42.5, reemerged 41.5. It just climbed to 42 about 45 minutes ago. And when we have the cash flow standpoint here, 77% of the tickets on the Dolphins, but just 51% of the cash. That's a nice spot to be in. 63% of tickets on the under and 88% of cash on the under. We see some books at 5. Circa still holding a 6, which does make me nervous. Take it away for us here, Bobano, game 2 on your card, Saints, Dolphins.
This is, I think, what I just mentioned a minute ago, with you, that Saints fell into that, bad team off a win and then a bye week. And it's almost like, you got your win and then you fall just flat and you play terrible the next time out. I'm kind of thinking that happens with Miami here. Back-to-back wins against Buffalo and then, of course, overseas in Washington when they played over there, then a bye week. And now after 2 wins and a bye week, I don't trust them to have their A game, Miami. I don't trust them to win by margin. This is not a team I'm looking to say, yeah, let's lay 5.5. Let's trust the Miami Dolphins, to win by a touchdown or more. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The red zone offense was atrocious for New Orleans last week. It was awful. It's what cost them the football game last week against the Falcons. And Tyler Shuck was not good, But Miami has 0 pass rush. They still struggle to get pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And this, to me, is an opportunity here for Tyler Shuck probably to have a better game here against this Miami defense. A Miami defense that, they played a little bit better. I still don't fully trust them here as far as laying significant points coming off, 2 wins and a bye. 2 wins and a bye for a bad football team late in the season is not a bet on spot, at least to me. So I like New Orleans here. I cashed a ticket with New Orleans on this show 2 weeks ago. They went to Carolina. They won outright. I think we'll see a lot more of that version of the Saints here today. So, Saints +6, -110.
You are in business, and I love to hear it. Saints +6 at -110 for Bobano, which takes us to a spot that I'm interested in moving on. I expect to get here over the next hour or so. Falcons 4-7, 2-4 on the road. Jets 2-9, 1-5 at home at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Another spot where the weather's quite a bit better than we had expected. 43 Fahrenheit, light rain, 8-mile-per-hour winds. Drake London is out for the Falcons. When we get to the line history here, we have a 38.5. Well, that makes me feel good. I got the 39.5. I was uncomfortable betting the under. I wasn't at first, but then as I sat there longer and longer throughout the week, I started the discomfort. So I'm happy to see this at 38.5. Very much. This last line move was at 9:33 a.m. Another half point down to the under. From the spread, wow, the Jets are a 3 now. Oh, maybe I don't have to do this. Huh. This look ahead was 1. It reemerged at 2. It got up to 2.5. I didn't think it would pass that, but I didn't realize this was a flat 3. I didn't realize this yesterday. Last night, this moved to a flat 3. Since then, there's been a 5 or 6 cent move to the Falcons, but that does make me a little nervous. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 57% of the tickets, 79% of the cash on Atlanta. 55% tickets, 64% cash on the under. Saturated say we're going to get, saying we're going to get a different performance out of Cousins here outdoors. Let's hear what Bobano has to say. Falcons, Jets.
I'm on the Jets here. I don't trust Atlanta. I know they won against the New Orleans Saints last week, but the Jets won their last home game, their most recent home game against Cleveland. So they're actually looking to make it 2 in a row here at home. And how about the Jets? You think how bad they are, and they've had a dismal season. Yes, they have, but from a betting standpoint, this team's actually been a good bet lately. 5-1 against the spread for the New York Jets in their last 6 games. So they've been undervalued, and they're playing hard. If you watch this Jets team, you think this late in the season they've mailed it in. But they haven't done that for Aaron Glenn. And I think the reason they haven't done that is because of the quarterback change to Tyrod Taylor. Because at least now there's some semblance of a downfield passing game, which there was not any of with Justin Fields at quarterback. Just having Tyrod in the huddle alone, I think has, made this Jets team at least say, let's finish the season at least with good effort weekly. I don't trust Atlanta. Back-to-back road spot for them. Kirk Cousins outdoors late in the season. Jets defense that's still playing hard, playing tough late in the season, without his best receiver as well, Drake London. So, like I said, I think there's ample reasons to think the Jets could be able to get a home win here in this game. I will take them here plus the 3 in this one. Actually, plus 3.5, minus 120 at PointsBet. I'll take the hook and pay minus 120 for it gladly.
Jets 3.5 plus 3.5 minus 120. Yeah, I get the X's and O's for sure. Market move. I thought staying under the 3 was a very strong sign from the Jets in the marketplace. But I am on unders in this one. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board. Here's an under that I didn't even get in early. I got in Tuesday morning.
Let's not forget, too, one thing I wanted to throw out. The Jets were 1 score down in the fourth quarter, the last 2 games against Baltimore and New England. Let's not forget that. They were within 1 score of both of those teams in the fourth quarter. And a play here and a play there, they're right there, maybe threatening to win. So, like I said, the Jets' effort's been commendable here down the stretch.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn still getting the fight out of them after the losing Sauce and Quinnen. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board. 49ers, Browns, Huntington Bankfield, and Cleveland, Ohio. So on Tuesday morning at 9 or so, I got the under 40. It's now an under 35. So with the 5-point move, I have very quietly, not put it out on X or anything, but I have gone with just half of my bet, taken half of it for a middle over 35. It's not on my records. It's just, I've got to start doing this every time I have this opportunity. I think it's irresponsible really for me not to. So I waited till the flat 35 and just for half quietly on the over. But I'm also on the first half under as well. I didn't mess with that one. I didn't try to middle that one. And then I'm on the Browns plus 6. So this is the one game, that Troy and I were most confident in all week, and nothing has changed. The weather has changed a little bit. Now at kickoff, people with feet on the ground could tell us differently. The wind has climbed up, so it's even more windy. It's 23 mile per hour wind, not even gusts. But now it's not supposed to be raining or snowing at kickoff. It's supposed to start again during the game. And we're not sure if it'll be rain or snow or a mix. But at kickoff, it's not supposed to be anything. And then around halftime, it's supposed to come back in. So it's not as horrific. But if anyone's got boots on the ground and could let us know, that would be great. We got the number at 35. As I said, it opened up at 41.5. I got the 40. I got in late. I know people with 42.5. when we get to the side here, I see a lot of fives on the board. I'm looking at a 5.5, slightly juiced to the Browns, a -115. The look ahead was 6.5. It reemerged at 6.5. This was a 4.5 for about 48 hours this week, which I loved. The line's moving back towards San Francisco at this point. When we get to the cash flow, we have 51% of the tickets, 66% of the cash on the Cleveland Browns, 71% of tickets, 77% of cash on the under. Ian Cameron, take it away.
Yeah, I'm on Cleveland as well. I like this spot. I like San Francisco coming off a short week, Monday Night Football, cross-country flight to Cleveland. And I know Shanahan in these spots over the years. I remember there was a game in Cleveland for the Niners a few years back, and Shanahan was still the coach, and they struggled in it. I remember it. It was a tough game for San Francisco, and he hasn't always been great in these spots. And you look at this situation, San Francisco's defense still cannot generate a pass rush. They've been decent against the run, but they still can't generate a pass rush. And to me, that's going to be a problem because Sanders has some athleticism, can escape. And if he does have time, he can still, I think, make some completions here. And by the way, there's still some injuries at the linebacker spot, too, for the Niners. The middle of the field could be available for Cleveland offensively here in this game. And then on the other side of the football, you look at Cleveland's offense. Purdy did not look great, in my opinion, against Carolina last week. I think he's still trying to work his way back from injury. And Cleveland's been very good against the run. And that's why if Christian McCaffrey is at least somewhat neutralized and more pressure is put on Purdy, that's when Myles Garrett becomes a factor. Because if your run game doesn't work, then all of a sudden you're throwing more, and that's when Myles Garrett, who has been an absolute monster of late, could become unlocked here. So I think this is a tough spot. This is a tough game for San Francisco. Maybe they win it, but I don't think they win it by margin. Cleveland for me, +6, -115.
+6, -115 for Bobano. Wow, where's the sixes still available? I guess because it's moving back towards the Niners slightly. Is it just become available?
Pinnacle, yep.
Wow, nice work. Okay, but yeah, Sharpie says wind over 20 is more serious than the snow. You can't throw in those type of winds, and all the money on Cleveland line moving to San Francisco. It's just moving back. I mean, 6.5 to 4.5. Now we have a 5.5, 5.75. So it is concerning. There's no doubt about it, Sharpie. It is concerning. And Sharpie, it's great to see you rocking with us. Browns +6, -115 for Bobano. Next spot on the board, we head to Bills Steelers, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. High winds here, 40 Fahrenheit, cloudy, 16 mile per hour winds. Bills 7-4, 2-3 on the road. Steelers 6-5, 4-2 at home. The Bills are in a tough spot. Kincaid could be out there with the hamstring. It's unclear, but we know that offensive tackles Dion Dawkins and Spencer Brown are both out. Linebacker Terrell Bernard out. Wide receiver Curtis Samuel out. Aaron Rodgers' left wrist will play. Same with DK Metcalf and his ankle injury will play. That is our situation right now. Line history-wise, we have here a +3 for these Steelers. The look ahead was 3.5. It got up to 4.5, and it closed at 4. It reemerged at 3.5, which is where it's been for until about Thursday night. Thursday afternoon, it moved to a 3. It wasn't a legit 3, but now it is very legit 3. So we have a half-point move towards the Steelers. I moved on unders. I was late to the party. I wanted it on Tuesday, but I was scared about it. And then when the market moved, I moved too. Unfortunately, I didn't get the 47.5, which I could have got on Tuesday, sitting with the 46. The look ahead was 47. It reemerged to 47.5. Right now we have a 45.5, but it keeps dropping. Just keeps dropping, but not in heavy increments. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 51% of tickets, 57% of cash on the Bills, 57% of tickets on the under, 55% of cash on the over. Ian Cameron, floor is yours.
Yeah, I think this is disaster written all over it for Buffalo, in my opinion, today. I mean, no Dion Dawkins, your left tackle, no Spencer Brown, your right tackle. Your starting tackles are out. Your offensive line already got absolutely whipped last week by the Houston Texans. And last I checked, there's a TJ Watt on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So this to me is trouble for Josh Allen and this beleaguered, injury depleted Buffalo Bills offensive line once again. Here in this game. Pittsburgh off a loss, a home dog. Those are long-term good Tomlin bet-on spots with Pittsburgh coming off, obviously, a loss and as a home dog. They've been very good in this type of situation. I think Buffalo's got issues. Now, their defense, we'll see. And we'll see about Aaron Rodgers because he's playing through the wrist situation. And, we'll see how that goes. But I think Pittsburgh especially because 3 in the hook is minus 120, and I can get it at plus 3.5, minus 120. I like them here. If Bills win, they win by a field goal. I think there's a lot of concerns with this O-line, and that's not good when you got Hayward, you got Watt, you got Highsmith, you got guys like that on the other side for Pittsburgh. Now, the Pittsburgh pass rush, there's been times they've been invisible, but I think this is one of those times where they get after it, much like they did when they beat Indianapolis at home a few weeks ago. So Pittsburgh plus 3.5, minus 120.
Steelers plus 3.5, minus 120. And the Steelers defense at home is just completely different than the Steelers defense we see on the road. So if you cash, I assume I cash unless the Bills just completely fall apart here. One thing I did forget to mention in San Francisco, Cleveland, I meant to mention too, is that it is a funny situation for San Francisco to be in such inclement weather right before their bye week.
Josh Allen rush yards could be a good prop today. Actually, not could be. I think it is a very good prop today.
He'll have to. Yeah. He'll be running for his life.
Yeah.
Whether or not that produces
rush attempts, if you're worried about him getting the yards, but the attempts will be there. They have, because he's going to that offensive line is going to be under pressure all day.
But yeah, I did want to mention, because with 49ers Browns, I don't think it's talked about too much on today's show, is the 49ers are on the bye week after this. We saw the Chargers in a road environment before their bye week lose by 28 points. Not that the Niners, but it is kind of a tricky psychological situation. Next up for you, Raiders, Chargers.
Nice too for Pittsburgh, with Baltimore losing to Cincinnati Thursday night. It's a huge game now, an opportunity for them today.
And Pittsburgh has Baltimore on deck, which is a nerve. It was one of the reasons why I wasn't on Pittsburgh in the first place. But now that the door is ajar, I could see this motivating, not pulling back. Maybe I should just move on the Steelers, honestly, at this point.
I was not bullish on Pittsburgh early in the week, but once I saw the left and right tackle are out for Buffalo, I'm like, good God, that's a problem.
This is too much. The Steelers are just a different team at home. Okay, I'm gonna, because that, as the Jets became less appealing, this became more. Let's move on to Raiders, Chargers. Chargers, my survivor for the two pools that I'm in. I'd like them to. I think it's a pretty comfortable spot. Omarion Hampton is out. Some people thought that he was going to be returning here for the Chargers. He is not returning. Line history wise, here we have this line. Well, we'll start with the total. It's a 40.5. It's just been dropping and dropping. The look ahead was 43.5. It reemerged on Sunday at 41.5. So it already dropped 2 points. Now we just had to move to the last 40.5 move was a few days ago. God, I didn't realize it had dropped this much. From a spread perspective here, we have, we're back to a 10. Interesting. Okay, good. This had moved in the direction of the Raiders. I even saw an 8.5 at one point, but now we're back to a 10, which is good. The look ahead was 8.5, reemerged at 9.5. And when we get to the cash flow here for this one, we have 81% of the tickets, 84% of the cash on the Chargers, 55% of tickets on the under, 54% of cash on the over. Ian, your plan here?
Oh yeah, this is Chargers for me. A lot of dogs so far on the card. This is one favorite I like quite a bit here. Minus, we can get actually a nice cheap. I know there's 9.5s and 10s out there, but thanks to good old Pinnacle, we can get -9 here at -114. That's pretty good. -9, -114. I don't know how you bet the Raiders right now. And sometimes that's scary, because sometimes when you ask yourself that's when they step up. That's when they cover. But God, it's bad. The offensive line is the worst I've seen in years. They got absolutely destroyed by Cleveland last week. I couldn't believe the Raiders were laying over a field goal in that game last week. Geno Smith, it's led to inaccuracy, interceptions. Chargers can get a pass rush, in my opinion. No question about that. And that's the crux of the handicap. If the team can get a pass rush, it's going to be a long day again for the Raiders offense. They can't get Genty going on the ground. There's no run game to speak of. My one fear all week was Chargers' offensive line is still banged up, and it's still had issues. But I love how this sets up. The Chargers, there's going to be urgency. They got blown out in Jacksonville 2 weeks ago, off a bye following that loss. Urgency because the AFC wildcard race is tight. It's crowded. You can't take anything for granted. You got to get W's in wins like this. And then series history, where the Chargers have won 3 straight over the Raiders by double digits. Double-digit victories for the LA Chargers 3 straight times over the Las Vegas Raiders. So -9 on the Chargers.
You got -9, -114. Final spot on the board for you, Boberno, is one that I fear I've made a blunder. Troy's got us so attuned to when the dog goes through the 6 and the 5.5, so in tune when it doesn't make sense. And with Jaden Daniels being announced out, and the line, still moving towards Washington at 5.5, I was like, well, this is exactly what happened with the Bengals Patriots game. Flacco was announced in. We thought Burrow might play, and the line moved towards the Bengals. And it was so confusing, and the Bengals covered unless you got the look ahead at 5.5.
Depends on when you bet it, because it was right around the number. Yeah, 6
points. Yeah, the look ahead. If you bet the look ahead, you got the 5.5. If you bet it any time after the games took place the week prior, then you could only have pushed. But still, it was an amazing situation, I thought. And I thought the similar thing was happening here, and I did move on the Commanders at 6. Now seeing 6.5, I feel like I just got played here, and I'm very uncomfortable. The look ahead was 6.5. It did close at 7, but it wasn't a real 7. It was juiced towards Washington pretty heavily. Then it reemerged at 6.5. It got down to 5.5 a couple different times and for a while. But now the 6.5 is here, and I fear that I've made a tremendous blunder. Now, in the total market here, I'm interested in this under, and I'm wondering if I can get there. Our live stream will be here tonight. The look ahead was 43.5, reemerged to 44. Now we're at a 43. The weather's not an issue. 41 Fahrenheit, cloudy, 8-mile-per-hour winds. And cash flow here, we have 65% of the tickets, 52% of the cash on the Broncos, 63% of tickets on the under, but 55% of cash on the over. Ian Cameron, your final spot on the board. Take it away.
So Denver's coming off their biggest win 2 weeks ago in years. Everyone talked about like it was the biggest win for the Denver Broncos in several years, beating Kansas City, pretty much, putting a firm grasp for them on the AFC West division title. I mean, big step forward to likely winning the division with that win. Off a bye and a win of that magnitude. My first thought is I didn't want any part of Washington, but then I started to look into it and I started to really think about it more. And then I look at what Denver's done on the road. Denver's 3-2 on the road, so they do have a winning road record. But they lost to the Colts. They lost to the Chargers. Their other wins, and some of these were against mediocre teams. The road wins, Philadelphia by 4. They trailed the game most of the way. They beat the Jets over in Europe by 2. I remember that game. They could not get anything going, and it was the most conservative offensive game plan known to man by Sean Payton. 2-point win against the Jets. 3-point win against Houston. Another game where until the fourth quarter, the Denver offense didn't do anything, and they won it at the end 18-15, only by 3. So their road wins have been 4-point win, 2-point win, 3-point win. I can't get the Raider game at home in Denver out of my mind from earlier this month when, again, against weaker competition, it's almost like Sean Payton says, you know what? Let's just get this win and get out of here. Who cares if we win by margin? Who cares if the offense stinks for 3 quarters? We'll run the most conservative game plan imaginable, and all we care about is getting the victory and moving on. And I fear this could be one of those situations tonight for Denver, where the offense is just stuck in mud, which it often is early in the football game for Denver. And here comes, a struggle and a grind just to get out of Washington with a victory. Now, there's a leap of faith involved here with Washington. There's a bad football team, a lot of injuries. The last time they were on Sunday Night Football earlier this year at home against Seattle, they got destroyed. They got embarrassed on Sunday Night Football in that game. So there's no telling if Washington's going to be capable of keeping this close. But there's a lot of evidence that points to me that Denver, even though their defense is good, their offense and Sean Payton's almost like, you know what, against these inferior teams, let's just not screw up. Let's not make mistakes. Let's keep everything close to the vest, and let's just win the football game, even if it is, down to the wire type of finish, because there's too many pieces of evidence on this Denver schedule against weak teams, Las Vegas, the Jets, where they have just barely squeaked by in these games, and Payton's run an ultra-conservative game plan. I worry about that here. I'm going to take my shot with Washington here, plus 6.5, minus 110.
Commanders plus 6.5, minus 110. To hear how much they disagree with our Commanders action in the chat is good. I mean, if the public sentiment is that the Broncos are going to absolutely destroy the Commanders and the Commanders have no chance, that's what I want. I just wanted this to close it to be at 5.5 right now. So just like the Saints game. So we knew that the market and the books were respecting our action too. At this point, I'm not entirely sure if they are. But I'd like to hear that you're joining us here. Bobano, Commanders plus 6.5. He's on the Chargers -9. Steelers plus 3.5. A bet. I'm not sure if I'm going to take the 3.5, but I'm going to join him here with Browns plus 6. Jets plus 3.5 as well. That one's making me a little nervous because I was going to add the Jets. I still may. Saints plus 6, Titans plus 6, and the over 41.5. When I look at my card, Ian, when it's all said and done, and it's filled with the plus 6s, I almost always have a positive ROI. Almost always. It's when I'm sitting there and I look at my card and I'm like, oh shit, are these all -6s that I'm on? That's when my ROI is almost always negative. So you have a really good looking card. You've had this spectacular showing. First out of 32 cappers, 71-45 plus 20.9 units. Keep up the great work, Ian Cameron. Thank you for hitting leadoff for us here. Tell us what's going on. Ice Guys, NBA OG show, and Hitting the Books YouTube channel this week.
Yeah, of course, as always, lots going on. We got our conference championship edition of the College Football Hitting the Books show tomorrow on Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Every conference championship game, we'll preview it, myself and Connor Mack. College basketball show Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for Hitting the Books. Members-only shows Wednesdays and Fridays for the channel members for Hitting the Books with C-Mac and I. Ice Guys 7 days a week, of course, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, Sunday, noon Eastern. NBA OG Crew Betting Show, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Monday to Friday with Ski Dutch and Wham. So lots going on. Jimmy, good luck. Everyone in the chat, good luck. And we'll see you again on Thursday.
Much love, Ian. There he is, Ian Cameron. Raimundo, no, I sell nothing. I will never sell anything to anybody. You can find my action on pubsportsradio.com or on my X account. Let's move on to our next guest. He's rocked with us for 3 different shows, week 1, week 4, week 10 here. And that's the whole thing that we do here, Raimundo. We're trying to beat the books together. That's all we're trying to do. We're not trying to take anything out of your pocket. We're trying to beat the books together. That is our mind state. Let's bring on our next guest. 3 shows with us, 7 and 4 plus 3.76 units, delivering the goods. We've only had him on 3 times. We need more of them. One of the stars of the Locker Room Talk podcast. Please welcome our guy, Billy Brisbane, to the show. Brizzy, what's good, man? How are you?
Doing good. Trying to get to some money here. Had a bad Thanksgiving when it came to NFL betting, but you know what they say in the biz, get the losers out the way. People just want the winners.
Let's get them out of the way. It was a very rough start for me. I got some back on unders, but it was a tough Thanksgiving start, at least with the Lions and Chiefs. Rams Panthers is where you get your cards started here. Brizzy, J.C. Horn out with a concussion, 46 Fahrenheit, light rain, 5 miles an hour. We're in Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm very interested in the over in this one, but I have not moved on it, and I may not. This total is at 45. It opened, the look ahead was 45.5, and it closed at 45. It reemerged at 46, went down to 44.5, back up to 45. We have a half-point loss there. When we get to the side, or half-point drop, I should say. When we get to the side here, the Rams are 9.5, 10, 10.5, depending on where you shop. I'm looking at a 10.5 at plus 100. The look ahead was 9.5. It reemerged at 10. And when we get to the cash flow, Brizzy, for your first spot on the board, we have 66% of the tickets, 68% of the cash on the Rams, 57% of tickets on the under, 74% of cash on the under. It doesn't seem to me like the books care that much with that cash on the under. If DraftKings and FanDuel moved to 44.5, but circa 45, Brizzy, take it away.
Yeah, this is a same game parlay here of Matthew Stafford 2+ passing touchdowns and Devontae Adams anytime touchdown. It was plus 1 or 2. You talked about the Panthers secondary here missing J.C. Horn and Travion Moehrig. Stafford leads the league in passing points per attempt, and this is just kind of a little bit pure narrative street as well. I'm not going to lie. He's 1 touchdown away from setting the NFL all-time consecutive touchdown passing record without the interception. So Stafford's trying to build that MVP resume here. 25 touchdowns, 0 interceptions across his last 8 games. I think Stafford gets this reward, and I think Adams is going to be the beneficiary of it here. He's been on a heater. He scored in 5 straight games. Is this a little bit of a public play? Yes, but I think Stafford's going to cash here. And this is a first leg of a 3-leg parlay, but we'll get into that one at the end of the segment here. But yeah, Stafford 2+ passing touchdowns, Davante Adams anytime touchdown, and it was plus 102. Singly, Stafford's 2+ passing touchdowns is minus 270, and then Davante Adams anytime touchdown was minus 140. So this is like a way to kind of eliminate the juice.
So the Stafford 2+ passing touchdowns is the first leg of a 3-legger?
No.
No, it's just part of this 2+ passing touchdowns and Davante Adams touchdown.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, Stafford 2+ passing touchdowns, Davante Adams anytime touchdown. That's plus 102.
Yes, plus 102 at FanDuel Sportsbook. Shop around if you want to find better odds, but we're just going to take that 2-leg though.
You are in business, Brizzy, getting rolling, which takes us back to Miami for Saints Dolphins. We've already set this game up, Brizzy. How are you betting it?
Yeah, this one is probably going to be the chalkiest bet of the card here. It's going to be Devon Achane, anytime touchdown here. The workload is really key for this matchup. 17+ rush attempts in all 4 of Miami's wins. Saints give up the second most rush attempts per game. They've allowed a rushing touchdown in 4 of their last 5 games. Achane did not score in that overseas game in his last one. And if you've noticed a trend throughout my action on the show these weeks, we've bet an anytime touchdown against the Saints in every episode that I've been on.
And what is the VIG on that?
Minus 145 at FanDuel.
Achane, anytime touchdown, minus 145. And, and a very important question about the weather in Carolina. It says light rain. It's possible no rain. The rain is not an issue. 5-mile-per-hour winds. The weather's not bad here at this point. We'll roll on to our next spot on the board. Again, we haven't talked about yet. Minnesota Vikings 4-7, 3-3 on the road. Seattle Seahawks 8-3, 3-2 at home. We're Lumen Field, Seattle, Washington. 44 Fahrenheit, cloudy, 2-mile-per-hour winds. JJ McCarthy out with a concussion. Max Brosmer, who had the 1 year in Minnesota after the career in New Hampshire, is starting at quarterback. It's not going to be easy for him. It's not going to be easy for him. Now, KOC says that he's a smart, very, very smart quarterback. We have, he was the 7th fastest to get the ball out of his hands during the preseason. It's a very difficult spot for him, as the market is telling us. Seattle minus 12. The look ahead was 7.5, and the look ahead actually dropped down to 7 before it closed at 7.5. Reemerged at 8, and now we're at 12. So the market is spoken on. They think Brosmer could handle this. It's a tough spot. 41.5 is the total. Look ahead was 43.5 again. It's dropped a couple points. That this stat here, Brizzy, was one of those stats that I had to take a picture of. It blew my mind when I saw it, and I was like, good God, how could this be? If a quarterback spikes the ball every play, his passer rating would be 39.6. The second time this season was last game against the Packers. J.J. McCarthy finished with a passer rating below 39.6 at 34.2. To think that a quarterback would have got a better passing rating if he just spiked the ball every day, every single play, than what J.J. McCarthy done is absolutely, absolutely wild. Cash flow wise here, we have 81% of the tickets, 89% of the cash on the Seahawks, 59% of tickets on the under, 57% cash on the over. Billy, Brisbane, take it away.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a D-gem play, but it's plus 110 here. Zach Charbonnet, anytime touchdown. While Kenneth Walker's workload supplants Charbonnet. Charbonnet's clearly the RB2. Walker's been getting more work the last couple of weeks. It's really where the touches that Charbonnet is getting is what really matters for bettors, and it's really the red zone carries. Like if the Seattle gets into short yard and distance situations in the red zone, it's Charbonnet getting those carries and those touchdowns. He scored in three of his last 5 games. Minnesota gives up the 9th most rushing yards, and more importantly, if you look at RB2s like David Montgomery and Tyler Algier, they have smashed this matchup. And with Seattle being 12-point favorites, maybe we got Sam Darnold with a little bit of revenge in his heart. I think Charbonnet is going to get his chances and his touches, and I think he's going to score an anytime touchdown here at plus 110.
Anytime touchdown at plus 110 for Charbonnet. Brizzy's last spot on the board here is Raiders Chargers. Again, we just set up last round. What's your plan of attack?
Yeah, this one is 3 different plays. We're going to start off with the quarterback play, and that's going to be Justin Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns at minus 120. That's at FanDuel Sportsbook. You got to definitely bet that at FanDuel. That's as high as like minus 140, minus 150 in some places. Herbert's had 2 passing touchdowns, 2+ passing touchdowns in 5 of 6 home games this season. Now coming off the bye, which was arguably his worst game of his career, the last game before the bye against the Jaguars. The Raiders allowed 25.2 points per games on the road. 4 out of the 6 last QBs have hit their over on their player props versus Las Vegas Raiders. They've allowed 13 most passing touchdowns to quarterbacks. I think Herbert smashes in this spot. Hopefully it's not a Kamari Vidal 3-touchdown game, but I think Herbert smashes here over 1.5 passing touchdowns. And then this leads into second same game parlay here, which is Justin Herbert 2+ passing touchdowns, Amade Gatson over 3.5 receptions, and his anytime touchdown, and that's plus 448 here. I really like the spot for Gatson. Raiders run the most cover 3 in the NFL, and that's where Gatson smashes. He's 5th in the NFL for yards per pass versus cover 3 coverages. And then when you do the deep dive into the leg a little bit here, he's gone under 3.5 receptions in back-to-back games, but has gone over on his yards in 5 straight games, and his receptions are juiced at minus 182, while his yards are suppressed from where he's gone over in 5 straight games that he's fully played in. So I think it's going to be some short catches for him today, and one of them are going to be in the back of the end zone here. That's plus 448. Herbert 2+ passing touchdowns, Gatson over 3.5 receptions, and his anytime touchdown. And then this leads into the chalk bomb play of the day. Chalk bomb is usually a parlay that is just I can't help. How many times do you go on your phone the next day and you look at the scores from the night before and you'd be like, damn, I knew that team was going to win. I knew that team was going to win. I knew that team was going to win. So chalk bomb play of the day is Rams, Seattle, and Chargers all minus 2.5 in a 3-leg parlay for minus 145.
All minus 2.5, minus 145 for Rams, Seahawks, Chargers. Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Gadsden over 3.5 receptions. Anytime touchdown plus 448. Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns minus 120. Charbonneau anytime touchdown plus 110. Achane anytime touchdown minus 145. Stafford over 1.5 passing touchdowns and Davante Adams touchdown plus 102 for Billy Brisbane. His last 2 shows with us, he's 6-2 plus 4.76 units. Currently ranked 4th, 7-4 plus 3.76 units. Keep it up, Brizzy, my man. Thank you for your hard work, your angles. Get that cash. Hope to see you tonight. Rock with us on our live stream. But keep doing your thing, man. Love what you're doing. Any last words for the Cappers supporting the show?
Yeah. Is there a way I can give out a play for next week's Monday Night Football game? Because there's a pay-per-view next weekend, and I definitely won't be on the show this early in the morning.
Yeah, definitely.
Ladd McCloskey, anytime touchdown in the Monday night game next week against the Eagles.
And what's that number? Oh, it's not out yet, I'm guessing.
Yeah, not out yet.
Ladd McConkey, anytime touchdown for Monday night. Monday, I think that's the 6th. All right, I love it. Brizzy, thank you for your hard work, my man. Any last words for the Cappers supporting the show?
Yeah, let's get some cash today, man. Hopefully everybody has a good day. Shouts to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys shop around on the books. Don't stick to one sports book.
We love it. There he is, Billy Brisbane in the house. Our next guest has only been with us twice and has delivered the goods both shows, been in the black both shows. 6-4 plus 1.88 units overall. Coming to us from Windsor, Ontario, right across the Detroit River from Detroit City. Please welcome our guy, the Big Mastro in the house. Big Mastro, what's good, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jimmy?
I am great. It is great to have you back in business with us, my friend. You start with Texans Colts, a game that we have yet to discuss, and a lot of people in the chat have been. Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Texans 6-5, 2-3 on the road. Colts 8-3, 6-0 at home. And CJ Stroud will play. His mom is allowing him to play. Daniel Jones doesn't have to ask his mom if he's allowed to play with a fractured fibula. He just makes those decisions as a grown man. Let's take a look at this line history here. 44.5 is the total. 44.5. The look ahead was 46.5. It reemerged at 45. We're now sitting at a 44.5. When we get to the point spread here, we have a -3 at -115 for the Colts. The look ahead was 4.5. It reemerged at 3.5. It got back up to 4.5, been bouncing all over the place with the Stroud news. Now it's a 3. Just a 3. From a cash flow standpoint here, we have 56% of the tickets, 50% of cash on the Texans, 71% of tickets on the under, 63% of cash on the under. Big Mastro, take it away.
I'm going to make it plain and simple here. I just like the Houston Texans on the money line.
Texans money line, and you like Stroud to deliver. What's the angle behind it?
I just think the Kansas City Chiefs showed how you play defense against Colts, and the Texans are way built better to do that than what the Chiefs were doing. So it should just be an easy play defense, force Danny Dimes to throw. He's going to make mistakes. You're going to get easy, short turnaround field position. And as long as you're not kicking field goals, you should win this game.
Plus 151 I see available here for the Texans money line for Big Mastro. Takes us to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. Mastro, 79 Fahrenheit, partly sunny, 11-mile-per-hour winds for Saints, Dolphins. Take it away. What is your plan of attack here?
I'm just going to take Dolphins double result. There's a game that I would love for them to lose, and but they've just been trying hard and playing hard. I don't think they're going to cover, but this will just be one of those games they win for no reason and be like, look, we're still in the playoff hunt. Meanwhile, they're not. But it's just one of those things, man. Being a Dolphins fan, they never do what you want them to do. They do the opposite.
I'm going to line shot for you for your Dolphins double result. With this move to the Saints, you've got a little bit of a better.
It's no different than when they played Atlanta like 3 weeks ago, and I was on Atlanta, and I'm like, these guys can't win this game. But if they were gonna win it, it was gonna be that game, and this is another one of those games.
The Dolphins double result available right now at plus 105. Big Mastro, you are in. Dolphins plus 105. Next spot on the board for Big Mastro here is Falcons Jets, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. We've already set this one up, Mastro. Yes, Stroud's good to go. We don't even talk about his mom allowing him to come outside and play, but she has. Take it away here for Falcons Jets.
I like the Jets plus the 3. I don't know why. I do. I don't trust Kirk Cousins. And I think last week was just smoke and mirrors against the Saints. Division game. Now you got to go against non-division opponent, non-conference opponent to New York. It's going to be cold.
Let's get you that plus 3. I know that. I know that Bobano had one at plus 3.5 minus 120. I'm going to see a couple different books here. That's a nice line that Bobano was able to find just a few minutes ago. Seth, thank you for the kind words, my man. We have Big Master moving on the Jets. We're going to give you the 3.5 minus 120 here that Bobano was able to find just with us a second ago, which takes us into what we all hear. I mean, God, everything was looking so easy until this line moved back to the San Francisco 49ers lately. It's not a very strong one, but it is moving back to the Niners. We all thought this was the best spot on the board. Browns in the under. The line moved heavily in our direction all week, coming back a little bit. Not on the under. That's at 35. Take it away for us, Mastro. Niners, Browns.
I'm actually going to play. I have 3 plays in this game. I'm taking the plus 5. I'm taking the Browns double result and the Browns money line.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to get you those numbers here, but take it away.
I'm a Shedeur fan. I believe in him. And the money you're seeing on San Francisco, that's all the public people. The game's at 1 o'clock, so you're going to see that big move early in the day on Sunday. But there's nothing to worry about here. the defense is too good for Cleveland. Too cold of a game. San Fran, I think they have a bye next week.
They do.
Yeah, they're just trying to get in and get out of this game.
So we can get you the plus 210 on the money line. Browns plus 5.5 minus 108. And then on the Browns double result, this is a big balls bet of the day here. Browns double result is plus 450 for the double result. Big Mastro going for a big score, which takes us to our final spot on the board for you, Big Mastro, my man. Thank you for joining us right across from the Detroit River, from Detroit City, Windsor, Ontario native, Minnesota Vikings, Seattle Seahawks. Take it away.
This is just one of those games where I like Seattle. Last week, they had it all ready to go, make that cover, and then they let Tennessee come in the back door. Minnesota, they're just falling apart. Their offense can't hang with the defense of Seattle. I see J.J. McCarthy throwing at least 1 or 2 picks.
Oh, it's not JJ. It's Max Brosmer.
Even worse.
Minnesota, yeah.
Even worse. It's not the NBA where, if somebody goes down, you play hard for them. It's not going to happen. Seattle should just coast this game. Plus, I don't see how Minnesota covers the offensive passing attack of Seattle. Too many guys can catch the ball.
I can still get a Seahawks minus 11 at minus 111. Seahawks minus 11 at minus 111. For our guy Master, he's on the Browns money line plus 210, double result plus 450, Browns plus 5.5 minus 108. He's on Jets plus 3.5 at minus 120. The Dolphins double result at plus 105. He's on Texans money line plus 151. I wanted to see if I could beat that line here.
I do have one other question I want to ask you really quick.
Yeah, hit me.
Do you not think this is a big trap game for the Steelers?
No, I don't think
next week.
It would have been if the Ravens had have won. I think now that they lost,
I think it's more of a trap game because the Ravens lost. It opens up the whole division. You're going to get the Ravens being super focused.
But you also have the Bengals coming off a huge win over the Ravens, so the Bengals are now going to be in the rearview mirror. I think
that's why I feel like the focus of this game next week is just it became astronomically more important. Where if Baltimore would have won, Steelers would have been like, yeah, we don't got a shot. Baltimore just won again. But now it's like it's anyone's race again.
You could very much be right. The Steelers are such a Jekyll and Hyde squad, home and road. What I expect them to do is beat the Bills outright today. And I didn't realize that this is where I was going to end up. And I still haven't moved on it. I have an hour and 2 minutes. And then I expect them to go lose to Baltimore on the road and show the Jekyll and the Hyde nature of their defense.
I'll be honest with you. I took the Steelers I have a couple of teasers. And I have the Steelers in a teaser. But I'm nervous about that game.
You could be very well be right. I mean, it was something we talked about certainly on Tuesday, the possibility of the look ahead.
That's why I brought it up, because I literally watched that video right before this.
No, I feel you. I feel you, my man. But our guy, Big Mastro, has never had a losing week on our show. This is the first season he's been rocking with us. 2 big winners thus far with us. And now we have show number 3 on Texas money line plus 151, Dolphins double result plus 105, Jets plus 3.5 minus 120, Browns plus 5.5 minus 108. Speaking of that, did you want the plus 5.5 minus 108 or the plus 6 minus 122?
No, the plus for that, the 5.5.
Okay, and then we have the Browns double result plus 450 and the Browns plus 210. Seahawks minus 11 and minus 111. A Big Mastro, thank you so much for rocking with us, my
I got a
friend.
bonus thing for you really quick.
Yeah, hit it.
Jazz first quarter money line in the NBA
All right.
against the Rockets.
Jazz first quarter money line. And for those of you that don't know, Big Mastro is a basketball first quarter specialist. I've watched him pick up 6 figures on first quarter action. The guy doesn't mess around. Big Mastro, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to pop your X handle here in the chat. Any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Good luck, everybody. Have a great day.
I love it. There he is, the Big Mastro in the house. Deacon Mike, great to see you. Let's roll. We go from Windsor, Ontario, and we head south. We head south all the way to Costa Rica. Please welcome our next guest starring on the Bet US Gambling Channel, our friend Flash in the house. Flash, my man, great to see you. What's good?
Not a lot really. I'm just living off me futures. My whole oxygen is about futures. I sent you a text saying, honest to God, you know, like when you say, you have this saying of you're seeing it great. I've got a blindfold on and I'm hearing Chinese, because if I go under, it goes over. If I go with I get beat by a hook. I get beaten. Like 4 dogs won the other day and I didn't have the balls to. It was just, yeah. So it's one of those. Come on, Stafford. Come on, the Rams.
Yes, well, I'm right. I don't have Stafford for MVP like you have, which is a beautiful bet, but I do have the 20-1 on the Rams. I have 4 bets on the Rams futures. But here, let's turn your season around right now, Flash. Right here, right now. We start with Texans Colts, Lucas Oil Stadium. We've already set this one up. How are you getting paid, my friend?
I'm going with the under. I think Houston not messing about. I think Houston, if it was at 5 still, I'd go with them. But I'm still tempted to go with them on the money line. I think the Texans will smother. I think this will be a field position game. I think this is a game for both teams about the W. So they're not really going to want to air it out and put the ball in harm's way. So everything tells me that I think Texans are going to win the right side of the ball. Obviously, we know that the Colts have got injuries. I want to be with the Texans. I think the best way for me to be with the Texans is if they're going to win, they're going to win, and it's going to be under the 45. So what is it, 44.5?
44.5 minus 108. I'm also riding with you here. I got worse. I got 44.5 minus 113. I'm also on the first half under 21.5. I got it very early in the week. Now, if you want a 45, a flat 45,
44.5 is good because 44 is the number, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you're in business. Under 44.5, a minus 108. Now we go into your money line parlay here. We're going to close with your last, with the Monday Nighter.
Okay, no problem.
The money line parlay here, the first angle of it is with Saints Dolphins, a game we've already set up. So talk about the first leg of your money line parlay.
Yeah, can't trust the Dolphins enough to go with the 5.5, because the Saints, they play tough. They're one of them sides that could get done by 3 scores, or it goes down to the last possession. But I think the Dolphins win the game. With all the bad weather that's around in the country, I tried, and then you'll see that my moneyline parlay is probably in the warmest part of the country. I've gone with the 2 home teams as well, just to have that added sort of bonus and advantage. I've gone with Dolphins to get a win here. Not sure that I could go anywhere near the Saints. I wouldn't go with them plus 5.5. So I've got to go with the Dolphins to win. I think the Dolphins are quite a good money line price rather than the minus 5.5.
Which takes us to leg 2 of your money line parlay. That is in Cardinals Buccaneers. This is a game we haven't yet to set up, but it does come up again later on in the show. Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, 82 Fahrenheit, sunny, 8 mile per hour winds. Arizona has Trey Benson out, as does his running back partner, Emery Demercado, which makes Bam Knight's inclusion that much more important. He's questionable with a knee injury. Marvin Harrison, we're expected to have him come back this week, out from the surgery he had for the appendectomy. For Tampa, Baker Mayfield, left shoulder, is going to play, and Bucky Irving with foot and shoulder injury is questionable at this point. But Baker going to try to get through the pain to the AC joint in the non-throwing shoulder. Let's take a look at his line history in the cash flow, and then we will hear the second leg of the moneyline parlay plan here. This total, very similar to the one we just spoke about, 44.5. Look ahead, though, was extremely high. The look ahead was 49.5, and then it closed at 50, reemerged at 49.5, and then it took, there were still limits, and it dropped to 46.5 to 45.5 to 44. It just got down to 43.5. Now we're back at 44.5. So it's an extremely, extremely low total. From a point spread standpoint here, we have the Buccaneers now 3.5. Again, it's all based on the Baker information. On Monday, you could have got a 2.5. You could have even got a 2.5 on Tuesday. It got up to 4 yesterday. So the last move was 3.5 about 6:30 in the morning yesterday. Cash flow wise here, we have we have 71% of the tickets on the Buccaneers, but 51% of the cash. So it seems like there's some sharp action here on Arizona. Maybe they got in early with that, when the line was bigger. 58% of tickets on the over, 66% cash on the over. Take it away, my man.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucks. I was going with the Bucks, and I thought that Baker would be out. So I thought this would be one of them games where the Bucks would win up front. I think that the Bucks will be running a lot more. I think that the time of possession is going to keep Arizona. Arizona are one of them sides that they throw the ball in desperation and they connect. So they're a dangerous little outfit. Hence the reason it's only 3.5, 2.5, or the 3. I think Bucks are not as bad as the Rams made them look. Yes, obviously we had Baker with his sore left shoulder, but I'm all about the Bucks being balanced. I think they'll be dinking and dunking from the QB. But I think that also the Bucks are going to be too strong for the Cards. So for me, again, I went with the Florida parlay of the Bucks and the Dolphins. I just think the Tampa Bay bounce back.
You're in business. So that parlay available right now at plus 119. Dolphins minus 243, Bucks minus 181. Just my 2 cents play of the day is very close to it. He's on the Jags Buccaneers moneyline parlay at plus 104. That takes us to Monday night in Foxborough, 8:15 p.m. Eastern for your final spot on the board. Flash Giants, Patriots. Let's stay in Foxborough, Massachusetts. 28 Fahrenheit cold, but no, very low wind, partly cloudy, 6-mile-per-hour wind. The Giants have Jackson Dart back at quarterback. Kayvon Thibodeau, though, out. Their linebacker out. The Patriots have issues, and that left line of the offensive line is a problem. Will Campbell out. Left tackle Will Campbell out. Left guard Jared Williams out. Line history-wise here for the Monday Nighter, we have the Patriots -7 at -110. Look ahead was 7.5. Reemerged at 7. It bounced up 7.5 for a little while. It's back at 7. From a total standpoint here, we have a 46.5. It's 46.5 for the pick'em. 46.5 opener. We saw it again at 47.5 when it reemerged. So it went down to 46. Now it's 46.5. I'm nervous about this. I'm on the same action as you. I've been told, I've heard from a couple cappers who were just astonished. They couldn't understand, why there was cappers that believed in what our bet is here, Flash. And so that made me nervous. They're cappers I respect. They're on the other side of us. There's 70% of tickets on the over. So public is on the over, but only 29% of the cash is on the over, which is good. 69% of tickets on the Patriots, 81% of cash. Flash, my man. Take it away. Last game on the board for you, Giants, Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going under. I was always going to go under. The early weather report was there could be snow tonight or early tomorrow morning. I know that's a bit 50-50, maybe even 60-40 against now. I was going to go with the Giants, at plus 7.5. I think the Patriots are not going to be gambling. I think they're going to try and make sure. I think this is another field position game. I mean, the Giants are going to punch them on the nose, to be honest. And I saw a little bit of confidence waning last week in Drake May. I'm thinking to myself that they might lean better. The Giants front row, I think, are quick. And I think that they're going to really move him off his spot. So I think there'll be more run game from the Patriots. I just think it's a very, very careful night out for the Patriots. So I'd either go with the Giants at -7.5, or I think it's a field position game. No, let's not no 4th and 2s, 4th and 1s. Let's get the ball. We'll wait. It's an old Bill Belichick game, this, for me. So the under 46.5 is the way that I'm going, thinking the weather will be bad.
46.5 -107 is available. There's also a 47 at -117. Sometimes an important number. What would you like?
Yeah, 24. Yeah, I suppose. I'm just going to go. I've missed the 47.5, which I was going to go for. So I'm just going to go with the 46.5, because if you're going to get done by a hook, then you was on the right side, apart from in your pocket.
Oh, you're in business here. Under 46.5 -107 for Flash. I'm on the first half and full game unders, and I did pay for the 47 on Tuesday. How much did that cost me? Oh, it cost me 5 cents, -115. For that 47, but I understand the thought process. I'm also on the first half under 23.5 in that one. Flash here is moving on that under that we just spoke of, 46.5 in Giants Patriots. He's on a money line parlay, Dolphins Buccaneers. That's at plus 119, and he's on the under 44.5 in Houston Indianapolis Colts. Flash, is wonderful to have you joining us from beautiful Costa Rica. Please tell us what's going on. Bet US. Where can we find your action, whether it be football, college, NFL, or footy, as you were a star in the Premier League.
Yeah, well, we've moved now to basically our main home now is Rumble. We've took it over to there. Obviously, it gives us an opportunity to actually offer people big bonuses and specials that I've come up with in the soccer field. I actually am responsible for coming up with them bonuses, and also if you get bad beats, you'll get money back as a free bet. Obviously, tomorrow we've got a midweek card, EPL. Then we've got Champions League going into Christmas. But yeah, main home is Rumble for our live and our recorded shows. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to say that, Jim.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that. I will look into that. So Rumble is the new place to find
We're on Kick, Facebook, Twitch, Facebook, and obviously live on X. But all of our recorded shows, if you don't get to watch them live, are on Rumble.
Cool. Very cool.
And I know that a lot of your boys, they do support me. And I really appreciate that.
Oh, we love you, Flash. Thank you for rocking with us. I'm going to drop Flash's X handle here in the chat. Support our friend Flash. Thank you, my man. The turnaround begins today, my friend. Any last words?
Come on, please, Matty Stafford, please just be fit. Just stay fit, stay healthy, stay enjoying the game.
We love you, Flash. Yes, we need Stafford to stay fit. If Flash wins the MVP bet, then I'll at least have the over 9. Well, I guess the over 9.5 wins is what I'm one away, and then we'll have the division because the Seahawks are still, and then we have the conference, and then we have 10-1 and then 20-1 to win it all. Our guy Flash in the house. Now we can catch his action on Rumble. I'll be looking into that and learning more about that. Let's bring on our next guest. We go from Costa Rica all the way up to the beautiful shores of Nova Scotia, Canada. Our next guest went 4-1 plus 3.45 units last week to now get into the top 10. He's currently ranked 10th out of 32 cappers here on the show, 10-9 plus 2.35 units. Please welcome the reason we have a $1,000 bonus in our cappers contest for the Harbor Acres Cottages Perfect Week bonus, of which Luke Burrow is ahead, leading the way. 3 perfect weeks for Luke Burrow. He is that close to $1,000, but Nut Flush has a couple perfect weeks, and he almost got another one last week. There's a few cappers trying to get to Luke Burrow for the Harbor Acres Cottages Perfect Week bonus. Please welcome our friend from the shores of Nova Scotia, Salty Pete, in the house. Salty Pete, how are you? Salty, I think we got you on mute, my man.
My mic is now unmuted.
Beautiful.
Sorry about that. You had a great intro, and there I am, all muted. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, greetings to you, and nice to see all the cappers on screen and in the chat there. Looking forward to a good day here, Jimmy.
I'm excited about the day as well. I'm very close to making an addition here myself, but it is time to talk Salty Pete action, and we need you to stay hot, Salty Pete. It's good for all of us. The whole community is enriched by you cashing here like you did last week. Falcons Jets is where you get your card started. Salty Pete, we've already set this one up. How are you getting paid?
Yeah, you do your cap, you do your homework, you have a look at the card, you try and put it together, and then you hear everyone else's looks, and then it's like, my looks are shit. All of this is horrible. but you got to stay confident. You got to roll with it, right? So this is the way I saw this game here. It's a battle of the backups here. These two teams, Atlanta and the Jets, are tied at 26 in the league for offensive points on the season at 219 apiece. So they're not great as far as scoring total points. Now, I looked at Atlanta. They have a pretty good pass rush, 12th in the league, but their gap is at the run defense. They're 24th in run defense. It is going to be, I know it's not going to be super cold, but it's still going to be a colder weather game. I'm not sure if that affects quarterback play in this position as much as it might in others. But I do think it's an opportunity for New York to run the ball and try and take an opportunity to stop the other team getting the ball, control the clock a little bit here, slow the game down a bit. I like the Jets over 30.5 rush attempts at -115 in this game.
Jets over 30.5 rush attempts at -115, and you got that at 365.
Yeah.
Jets over 30.5 rush attempts at minus 115. That angle makes a ton of sense here. That is how Salty Pete's getting his card started, which takes us to Cardinals Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Take it away.
Yeah, so all the comments that people have made about the questions with Arizona's offense and also with what's going on with Baker. I didn't like a side here. I didn't like a total. To me, it could go either way. But one thing I did like was a player prop in this spot, and that's Troy McBride for the Cardinals, their tight end there. Anytime touchdown at plus 125. And he's just really good against, what's the one note here? McBride is 6-a-month tight ends and red zone target rate in the league, and he faces a defense in Tampa Bay that ranks 26 in red zone touchdown percentage allowed. So good look there as far as I'm concerned. And, he's also an interesting tight end. He's been active this season for 496 snaps. None of them have been in the run game. So this guy is clearly, more of a slot receiver, gadget guy, not too concerned in the run game at all. I think it's a good opportunity for him to not only get a bunch of targets today, but find the end zone with a touchdown. Troy McBride, anytime touchdown, plus 125.
McBride, anytime touchdown, plus 125 here for Salty Pete. We move on, Salty Pete, to our Sunday nighter. We have a live stream right here this very evening for Broncos Commanders, Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. We've already set this game up. How are you getting paid?
Yeah, I appreciate everyone's comments on this being a spot, like a situation game. But for me, I can't get away from the X's and O's in this spot. The let's just I guess one example is Cortland Sutton. This guy is 6'4", 216 pounds, runs a 4.54, and he's going up against Mike Sanistil, who is 5'10", 182 pounds, and he doesn't even have a recorded speed. I just see, and then on the flip side, their cornerbacks are basically just skinny linebackers. There's no length to them. So for me, this is an X's and O's game. I know that Bobano said that Peyton likes to keep it conservative, get in, get the win, get out. I don't know. Peyton also liked being on Fox a lot, and he likes being in the spotlight, and he likes being able to show off and say this might be an opportunity for him to just let Bo Nix do what he likes to do as well. I think they've got enough of an offense together in this spot. I think they have way more pieces to get it done. So I'm looking at 3 spots in this game, despite everyone's better looks than mine, perhaps. But here's where I'm at. Denver double result, minus 105. I also took Denver at a alternate spread, minus 9.5, plus 130. And I also took Mariota to throw an interception at minus 130. I can see this game. This game could be a 27-10, even a 27-17 game. I think Mariota, if he does get 1 or 2 interceptions off here against the number 1 defense in the league right now on total defense. So I think that's quite possible. I think that's just going to shut down the opportunity for Washington to get their scoring game together here. So those are my looks for this week, Jimmy. I'll be looking at a few live plays as the day unfolds, mostly early scoring totals and grabbing the under, but that's what we're looking at up here in Nova Scotia.
I like it. I like it. And we get to talk about your action here on our Sunday night live stream as well. Broncos double result. Alt line minus 9.5 plus 130, and Mariota interception minus 130. McBride anytime touchdown plus 125. Jets over 30.5 rush attempts at minus 115. Salty Pete in the house hour. Big Harbor Acres Cottages bonus $1,000 is heating up like crazy. Luke Burrow, holding it down right now with 3 perfect weeks. Can he get to the finish line? He wants it all for himself.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to share that 1,000.
He doesn't want to share it. You can't blame the fella,
No, he does not. Salty Pete, we love capping with you, my friend. Look forward to you joining us on tomorrow night's live stream. I'm going to pop your X handle here in the chat. Thank you,
Great
my friend. Any last words for the cappers support?
No, everyone have a day, as they say, and we'll catch you on Monday. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, chat.
I love it. There he is, Salty Pete in the house. We move on to our next guest, currently ranked 13th out of 32 cappers here on our 5th season of NFL Pub Hub. 4-4 plus 1.05 units. He goes for scores and he gets them. Also, he's one of the stars of our hit show, number one show on the channel, the Locker Room Talk podcast. Please welcome our guy, Joey DFS. Joey DFS, what's good, man? How are you?
What's good, brother Jimmy? What's up, chat? What's up, y'all? Making money today or what?
We are planning on it, and lots of it, Joey, my man. Let's talk Turks and Caicos. Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana, where the Colts are 6-0, but we have Stroud coming back from the concussion. We have Daniel Jones with a fractured fibula. Take it away. We've already set this one up.
Yeah, actually a lot I like in this game. I think Sauce Gardner is going to do everything he can to contain Nico Collins. So if you look in the open offensive side, Jaden Higgins over 3.5 receptions is plus 100. I think he's definitely going to be involved in the game, and he's a big piece there. I also like Woody Marks to score plus 155. If they're going to contain Nico, who else is going to put points on the board? And I think they really got to get a running game going against the Colts to keep them off the field. Let me see what else. Yeah, that's the two plays I got for the Colts and Texans game.
So Jalen Higgins was over how many receptions?
3.5 plus 100.
Plus 100. And Woody Marks anytime touchdown plus 105?
Plus 155.
Ooh, I thought that was a little short. Ooh, 155 is nice. Okay. Okay, we have Joey DFS on the board for Texans Colts, which leads us in to Cardinals Buccaneers. Raymond James Stadium. Take it again.
Yeah, the Bucs are getting healthy. Baker, who knows how the shoulder overall looks, but I like this matchup at home. I like the Bucs 3.5. The Cardinals, they're going to try to stay in the game, but if you know how the Cardinals play, they do throw the ball a lot, so it could lead to more interceptions, potentially more sacks. Bucky Irvin also comes back today. They get their lead guy, and I think Bucky Irvin's going to get into the red zone. You can get him at plus 175 for a guy who primarily gets a lot of touches inside the 5. So I like Bucky plus 175 also.
All right, so we have Irving anytime touchdown plus 175. And we have the Bucks minus 3.5 here, which I wonder the best line. Let's just give you a quick option here for the Buccaneers. You could take a minus 3.5 at plus 100 or minus 3 at minus 124.
Give me that plus money.
We have minus 3.5 at plus 100 here for Joey DFS, which leads us into Viking Seahawks here. Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Take it away.
This is one of the easiest bets I put down, and I know the Seahawks are projected to absolutely go belt to ass in this game. And if they do, I think it's for this one player. Jackson Smith-Njigba is plus 100 as an anytime touchdown. You're telling me you're giving me one of the better receivers in the NFL at plus money to score? I'll take that 10 out of 10 times.
The best receiver in the NFL. Jackson Smith-Njigba anytime touchdown. And sorry, what was that number?
Plus 100.
Plus 100. He's the best receiver in the NFL. We went over the unbelievable season that he's having, pretty heavy and in depth on Tuesday. Guy is absolutely spectacular, and his Buckeyes made him proud this past week. Jackson Smith-Njigba anytime touchdown plus 100 for Joey DFS. We move on to 4:25 p.m. Eastern here. This is the last spot on the board for Joey DFS. It's Bills Steelers. Take it away, my man.
Even though I'm wearing a Steelers jersey, aka Troy Polamalu, I don't really care who wins this game, but I do got 2 player props. Jaylen Warren, anytime touchdown, plus 110. If the Steelers are going to win this game, I think it's going to be from getting the run game going, controlling the clock, trying to keep Josh Allen off the field. Also, on the other side, I know the Bills don't have the best offensive line. They're not currently healthy. I think the Steelers are going to create pressures, but one guy I think the Bills will definitely plan on get started in James Cook. Anytime touchdown, minus 115.
All right, with Joy DFS hammering the player prop market. Jaylen Warren, anytime touchdown, plus 110. James Cook, anytime touchdown, minus 115. Jackson Smith-Njigba, anytime touchdown, plus 100. Irving Bucky, anytime touchdown, plus 175. Bucks, minus 3.5, plus 100. Woody Marks, anytime touchdown, plus 155. And Jalen Higgins, over 3.5 receptions here for Joey DFS. Joey, monster week coming up here for UFC. Brizzy already saying that that Saturday night is going to be a long one. Don't expect him here on Sunday. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Locker Room Talk podcast this Tuesday, premiering at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we go live at not 2 p.m. at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. Big card. It's a big pay-per-view. 2 title fights are on the line. Good stacked, action-packed card. And I'm planning to have another successful card. This is my birthday week coming up, so I definitely want to make this card my bitch. I got me some Crown Apple, so I'm definitely gonna be sipping on it during the whole pay-per-view. So
Nice. When is the actual day?
Thursday, December 4th.
Nice. Have a wonderful birthday week,
Yes, sir.
weekend. Our guy Joey DFS in the house. I'm gonna pop his X handle in the chat. Please support Joey DFS and support the Locker Room Talk podcast. Great show, great guys. Joey, any last words for the Cappers supporting the show?
Also, I'll give you one more free bet just for the hell of it. I like RJ Harvey to score at plus 100 tonight too.
All right, sorry. Let me just get this into the chat here and then get this spot here. Official pick here as well. RJ Harvey, anytime touchdown. And what was that, Big?
Plus 100.
You are in business. Thank you for rocking. Gorkle's already moved on the Cowboys on Thursday. Joey, you're the man. Thank you so much for rocking with us. Any last words for the Cappers Sporting Show?
Yeah, after the stream, make sure to hit the like, hit the hype button, man. Jimmy and everyone else that comes on here does a lot of work. So it's so appreciation to the pub, man.
You're a good man, Joey. There he is, Joey DFS. We bring on our next guest. What a revelation this Capper has been in our chats, in our Discord, and also here on NFL Pop-Up. Fresh off board sweepage, 4-0 board sweepage last week. He was using his model to focus on sides instead of totals, as he had been doing on weeks 9 and 11 here on the show. Currently ranked 6th, 13-9, plus 3.1 units. Please welcome AM Sports Picks to the show. AM, what's good, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing excellent, AM. I'm looking forward to watch you cook. Excellent work last week. Stay hot. It helps us all. It helps us all. Jaguars, Titans is where you get your card started. AM, take it away.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm on the Titans plus 7 at minus 115. It's funny, the Titans actually are falling into the same system they did against the Seahawks. Jaguars just came off a game where they threw 3 picks, and the system recommends that if a team's favored over 5.5, to bet against them if they threw 3 picks or more in their last game.
Well, you are locked in here. Just setting up this bet on the Steelers that I wasn't planning on making. We move on with AM, and I have your games a little out of whack. I thought we were going to stay with the 1 p.m. games, but I've sent to Jose that we move on to Raiders Chargers next. So we're going to be, I hope Jose has that, because I meant to make it chronological, but here I guess I slipped up. So the next spot on the board for you, for his Raiders Chargers at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. What's your plan here?
Yeah, so Raiders actually fit under 2 systems for me. So I'm on the Raiders plus 10 at minus 112. I'm not going to go into details. It's not really how I've been doing things. Just 2 different systems here, recommending a bet on the Raiders. Betting against bet on a road team if they're coming off an 8 or more point loss and they're facing a divisional opponent this week. And the other system is to bet against a home favorite of 7 or more if they're coming off a 17 or more point loss. So I do like the Raiders this week. And I also like the fact that, I mean, from what you've seen, nobody wants to bet this team. I mean, they're an ugly dog, and these ugly dogs often find ways to cover numbers.
It's a big ballsy spot here. It's a big ballsy spot. Raiders plus 10 at minus 112. I mean, I'm not on the other side of it. It's an enormous line. The Chargers off the bye, off getting embarrassed. We did see a sharp move towards the Raiders for a while there. It's come back slightly. Falcons, Jets is the next spot on your board here. East Rutherford, New Jersey. Take it away.
Yep, another system here. This is recommending a bet against a home team that has lost 2 road games in a row or more, now coming back home. So I'm on the Falcons minus 2.5 at minus 108.
Falcons -2.5, -108, all being tweeted out by our guy AM Sports Picks. Falcons -2.5, -108. Above the Raiders +10 at -112. Two more spots on the card here for AM.
Yep.
Our Sunday night live stream, AM Broncos Commanders. What's your plan?
I'm on the Broncos here. Another system to just go ahead and bet any road favorite coming off its bye week. I know it's chalky. I get it. There's a lot of people I respect on the other side. But yeah, just system for me. I go in with the mindset I don't expect all of these systems to win. It did last week, but I think I'll be in a good spot where hopefully I can win more than I lose. That's typically the mindset I try to go in with.
And what line did you get on the Broncos?
Yeah, sorry, -6.5 at -110.
At -110?
Yes.
-110. Broncos -6.5 at -110 for AM Sports Picks, which takes us to our Monday nighter. So you've given us fodder for our Sunday night live stream. And now for our Monday night live stream, we have Giants Patriots at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. What's your plan of attack here?
I'm on the Giants +7.5 at -110. Just another system play for me. Same system they fell into last week. Bet on a road underdog if they're getting over 7.5 points or more. Getting 7.5 points or more, and they have been underdogs for 4 straight games or longer.
Giants +7.5 at -110 for TJ. Let's review all of the action. Titans +7 -115. Raiders +10 -112. Falcons -2.5 -108. Broncos -6.5 -110. And the Giants +7.5 at -110. Our guy AM puts all of his action out on X and all in our Discord, continually delivering the goods here for us. AM, I'm going to pop your X handle here in the chat. Any last words for the Capper supporting the show, my man?
Just have a good day, guys. Best of luck to everyone. Don't chase it all. Try to stick to games that you actually really like. It's the best thing that's been working for me. Just keep it clean.
Oh, it's well put. Our guy AM in the house. We bring on our next guest. It's nice to have him back. We haven't had him back since week 7. Still, even though we haven't had him back since week 7, ranked 5th. 13-9 plus 3.51 units. Back in business where he belongs. First capper I've ever had go 60% back-to-back seasons in a sport. He did it in Major League Baseball and is delivering the goods right here on NFL Pub Hub. Please welcome our friend TJ to the show. TJ, what's good, man? How are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. Football's been good to me so far this Thanksgiving week. Going with those Dogs. Only had one loss there on the Kansas City Chiefs, but on the under there. But I tried to get people with me on Chicago. I believe good things are happening with that team. Ben Johnson's got them playing real well.
Oof, does he ever?
So hopefully we can continue keeping it going today.
Let's do exactly that, TJ. Thank you so much for joining us. We roll in to Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana here. Looking forward to hear your take. Take it away.
Yeah, let me pull up my notes. Sorry, I had to pop on here a little bit early.
Yes, and thank you for doing that. We're at one of the rare times we're actually ahead of schedule here. But so thank you for jumping on.
No problem. Okay, so this game, I was going to be on the full game under, but I kind of held off. I was just waiting on that Stroud news. And so instead, I'm going to sort of isolate this. I'm looking at the Colts game logs a little bit. We know Daniel Jones is a little bit banged up. So I'm looking at the defenses that the Colts have played. And it's not a very impressive list if you go through there. There's about 4 defenses that are above average to good here that they faced, and 3 of them have held them under 24 points. I'm looking at a team total of 24.5. It is juiced, but they got to Denver in week 2, put up 29 on them, but then the Rams held them to 20. Pittsburgh held them to 20. KC held them last week. So I'm going to trust this Houston defense. They're second overall on defensive efficiency, run defense 6 efficiency, and pass defense 2nd. They don't blitz the quarterback a lot, but they get a ton of pressure. 4th in pressure rank. Daniel Jones has been good when pressured. I'll give you that. But, now with I don't expect him to have as much movement today. Time to pressure, 2.5 seconds for Houston. So obviously, the Colts are going to have to rely on that run game even more than they usually do. just because I think there's going to be a lot of immobility there. So Houston defends the short pass really well, third in the league, where Daniel Jones throws that 50% of the time. So I just don't think it's a good matchup today for the Colts. I could see them in trouble. I just don't know what to expect out of Stroud. I don't necessarily want to bet on Houston here on the road, but I'm just going to isolate and take a team total under on the Colts here. So I'm seeing 24.5, pretty heavy juice, minus 135 is the best I can do currently. So I don't know if you see anything better than that, but I'm going to take that as an official play.
You got minus 135.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the best I can find. Team total under 24.5, minus 135. Troy Torrance says he's thinking that he's going to move on the under in this game. I'm on the first half under and full game under. This is one I did not beat the move on or anything like that. In fact, that kind of moved against me about 5 cents or so. But I'm lockstep with you guys. Everything correlating. Mark Nick says 25 minutes till kickoff. We're getting pumped up. We have TJ joining us, 13-9 on our show, plus 3.51 units. And we head into Saints, Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Gardens, Florida. Rocking my Saints hat, expecting the Saints to get me paid here. I'm much more uncomfortable about my Commanders edition than I am my Saints edition, but who knows what the future holds. Do you have a plan for this one? TJ, take it away.
Yeah, I just have a player prop on this. I think the Saints look is a good one here. Kind of a easy spot for Miami to look over just a little bit here. But player props aren't necessarily my bread and butter, but I like to throw a few out on this show. And it's going to be on Neal here with Kamara out. I know this is a popular one. A lot of people going rush yards or attempts here. I'm going the other way. I'm going with receptions today. Receiving yards on this one here. You look once Tyler came in at quarterback, they're letting him throw the ball. Last week 43 attempts, only 243 yards on 30 completions. A lot of short passes, guys. 5.7 yards on average in his completions. No touchdowns, only 1 interception. His longest pass was only 18 yards. The week before against Carolina, connected on a couple long ones. But then against the Rams, only 27 long. Tampa Bay, only 16 long. A lot of short dump-offs, guys. And then you look at Neal's game logs starting once Tyler came in, and they're just ramping him up. 3 receptions. Last week, 7 passes to him, 5 receptions for 43 yards. So I like the over 3.5 receptions, but I really like the over 18.5 reception yards. So that's my official play here. I tweeted it out last night. Over 18.5 reception yards for Neal, and that was at minus 114 at FanDuel.
I love it. Chill Will. My man Chill Will wearing his Dolphins cap. Not today for me, Chill Will. But shout out to you at Lil Domo, Uncle Mark, all you guys, man. Love to the fam. We have Stimmy. He's big on the Saints plus 6.5 in the money line. I love hearing that. Stimmy OG. Lise is on Chubb for a sack at minus 125. And TJ is on Devin Neal over 18.5 receiving yards. Takes us to Carolina. JC Horn out. I have no overs on my card today. None. All unders. And this was the over that I was really interested in. And I have yet to pull the trigger. I may not. Rams, Panthers, Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. Your plan of attack here.
Yeah, this one is kind of easy for me. Kind of worried about it, but I did this last week. I came in the chat real quick and just shot out a play of the day on Seattle first half, and that worked out well. This Rams team's first halves, guys, have been crushing. If you go back 6 weeks, right, 3 straight weeks they didn't win the first half. And it seems like McVay just kind of went in and said, guys, let's just go out and dominate these first halves. They write up a good scheme. Veteran team, they're just going out early and getting it done. So I'm just going to read you the first half scores the last 5 weeks since that little skid. They were up 21-0 on the Jags, 20-10 on the Saints, 21-7 on the Niners, 14-9 on Seattle, and 34-7 on the Bucs. They're just coming out, getting it done. And then second halves are going real low on their games. So it just seems like they have that focus on the first half. So I have them here minus 5.5. That's at DraftKings right now. There's 6.5s out there at Circa and some sharper books. So yeah, minus 5.5 first half on the Rams. That's a big spot for me today. It's my biggest bet of the day. So I like that one a lot. I'm also have a parlay that I'd like to give out. It's 3 double results. I know it's crazy. Let me pull up exactly the odds I got on that. It's Rams, Chargers, and Seattle. It may be square, double results in all three, and that's plus 190.
Seahawks plus 190. You know, Kong did this with 4 teams last week. It didn't come through. One didn't come through. Here, Rams, Chargers, Seahawks. We're going to see a Capper try it with 3 teams. Plus 190.
Yep.
And the Rams minus 5.5. First half was what, Vig?
Minus 115.
Minus 115. Our guy TJ in business, which takes us to Bills Steelers, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 40 Fahrenheit, cloudy, 16-mile-per-hour winds. We've already set this one up here with the injuries to the Bills, and I did pull the trigger on the Steelers. When push came to touch, I did take the 3.5 at minus 128. I'm not sure if that was the right move. I could have. But I did. I pressed the 3.5 minus 128. What's your plan here, TJ? Bill Steelers.
So I know you already touched on it. I'm just going to go through my notes quickly here. I already released on Twitter last night the under 46 and the first half under 23.5. I did have to pay up for that under 46. I didn't want the 45.5. Privately, I'm holding under 47, but as far as the show goes, the 46. Let me pull up what I tweeted out.
I got it right here.
Okay.
I got it right here. So you can keep rolling. You got under 46 minus 118 and the under 23.5 minus 125. Just so you know, even when I was working with this on Tuesday, my under 46 on Tuesday was minus 109, and I didn't get the hook on the first half. Again, when it's that early in the week, not all the books that I have the first halves available. I got the flat 23 at minus 110. So, pretty similar action, but take it away, my man.
Yeah. And then, I'm just looking at this game, the pace, like the weather is it's cold, right? And it's windy. So the Bills are 31st in the league in pace. They already play slow. And yeah, they don't need a lot of time to score. We know that. But the Steelers are going to have to match that. If they want to have a chance in this game, and I think they do, they're also going to want to slow it down. We know about the injuries on the Bills' offensive line. A little bit's going to affect them here. And they're going to have to protect Allen because we know that the Steelers can get to the quarterback. You don't want Allen getting an injury in this game. We know he's still going to do his thing, of course. But offensively, I think they're going to continue to run the ball. They do it. They have the 6th most run frequency in the league anyway. It's the Steelers that don't run a lot, 25th in the league. And they're going to have to bump that up today if they want to be in this game. Josh Allen, believe it or not, struggles against man coverage. And Pittsburgh is 6th most in the league, man coverage, 35% frequency. Struggles. So 82.8 passer rating against man. Obviously, that's not terrible. But for Josh Allen, those are his by far lowest numbers. He's over 100 in every other situation. Now, I was trying to figure out a way to get on Pittsburgh, and I'm going to do something. I'm going to go a little risk reward here. I'm going to take them on the money line. If you go back all season long, all of their wins, they've covered the spread and the money line in all their wins. So even their wins as dogs, they've covered and they've won both the money line, obviously, and the spread. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh money line. We'll do it right here with the best number on the board. The exchanges are a little better, but 151 at Bookmaker is what I will get for the show.
Yeah, that's continues to be the best line available. Steelers plus 151. Yeah, going back in time, I probably should have just cut the vig out and taken the 3. I don't know why I get so pensive late when I'm attacking games. And that's going to be my only addition to is the Steelers. So I'm with you. So that makes me feel good. Okay, let me ask you a question, TJ, as we have a couple minutes here, and then we're going to review everything. I know Irish King wants to hear everything. We got lots of time, 60 minutes for. I've gotten cold feet on the Jets here with this market. I'm looking at books that now have, the Falcons even juiced at the 3 now.
Yep.
And I see that the bigger bets have been placed on the Falcons. And again, I've got unders. I'm invested in the game. Do you feel that it's fair for me to have cold feet and not want to pull the trigger on that market, especially in comparison to this one with the Steelers?
Yeah, I bet Atlanta 2.5 this morning, just because I see so much sharp action on them and the books respecting it. I really hesitate to bet Atlanta anytime there's a minus in front of their number. I like taking them as dogs. That's the inconsistency, but where's the incentive for the Jets to win? I know they've covered, I think, 5 of their last 6 games. I just don't believe in that team. There's been some punt returns, kick returns, some silly stuff happening. Obviously, with Tyrod back there, they have a much better chance. Why would you want to win if you're the Jets right now? They're just building up draft capital. I wouldn't want to be on the Jets here. I think the market's telling you what you need to know.
Yeah, and then and I'm not the Rams Panthers overs. I'm going to let go as well. I'm going to need the Panthers to put up points, and I don't want to sit back and going, well, when the game's out of hand, then maybe the Panthers can put it. It's just that mentality is not. Garbage time points to get to an over is not appealing because it means that the Rams are going to shut down as well.
Yeah, I would only be on a first half over if I was to be on an over there.
And then I've got time to figure out the Denver Washington unders and the Patriots double result. So I'm going to take this back. I guess that Rams Carolina first half over is appealing because kind of does correlate here. Pacheco de Gallo says public won heavy with Bama last night. They did. And I was sitting with Auburn +6. It was a very frustrating game to watch. And also, I was afraid to live bet Auburn down 17-0 because if you were watching the game, you were like, oh, God, they're running a train. It was disappointing. We have our guy TJ in business. Let's review his action. Colts team total under 24.5 -135. He's got Devin Neal over 18.5 receiving yards -114. Rams first half -5.5 -115. He's got the Rams, Chargers, Seahawks double results at +190. So this is the second capper to try this action. I'm very interested to see because it almost came through in the last one when Kong did it with 4 teams. One did not come through. Steelers money line and the under 46 with the first half under 23.5 in Buffalo, Pittsburgh. TJ, you're the man. Thank you for making time for us. I'll pop TJ's X handle here in the chat. If you have questions on exchanges and how you can take your action to the next level, TJ's always open to answer those questions. He's a big asset to our community. I'm going to pop his X channel here in the chat. TJ, thank you for rocking with us and closing up the show, my man. I will be in touch. Hopefully you can join us tonight for our Denver, Washington. I'm trying to make the game exciting. I don't know. I think a bottle of booze is the only way I'm going to make it exciting for me, TJ. But thank you for your time and energy, my man. Sweaty Butcher with the prime cut in for Buffalo, Pittsburgh here. Any last words, my friend?
Hopefully we get some good football today. At least there's 3 games on the late slate. I hate when they only have 2. There should always be a minimum of 4, but I know it's Thanksgiving week. But hey, smash that like, guys, and much love. Take care.
Thank you, TJ, my man. There's his X handle here in the chat. Sweaty Butcher prime cut is the over 44.5. I know that was a spot that appealed to you earlier in the week here. Pacheco did tail me with LSU first half full game. Okay, good. I feel like I left money on the table yesterday, but those were nice, and we got the winner. Nice, Deacon Mike. God, we miss Smooth Ed, man. Thank you for mentioning that. It puts a smile on my face. The great Smooth Ed. Thank you, Deacon, my man. Let's review action here. Let's review action, and I've been reviewing action from cappers in the chat as well. Just My 2 cents has another play of the day spot here with Allen 200+ passing and 2 passing touchdowns. Spooner is on the Bucks -3, Falcons -2.5, and the Bills -3. Makes me nervous to be going up against him with the Steelers on that spot. But let's do a full review here. We have 11 minutes till kickoff. Thank you to our guests, Bobano, Brizzy, Big Mastro, Flash, Salty Pete, Joey, DFS, AM, and TJ. My remaining action here, I have the Browns +6, San Francisco, Cleveland, first half under 20.5, full game under 40. I did very quietly go for a middle for half of my full game bet. Didn't post on X. It's not part of my record or anything. Just so you guys know that I'm going to try to start doing this when I beat a line move, by 4+. I beat this one by 5. I think it's just responsible. We'll talk about it more as we move forward. Tennessee +6.5. Jacksonville, Tennessee, first half under 20.5, full game under 42. Colts double result of +115. Houston, Indiana, first half under 21.5, full game under 44.5. Atlanta, New York Jets, first half under 19.5. Atlanta, New York Jets, full game under 39.5. New York Giants, New England Patriots, first half under 23.5, full game under 47. Saints +6 at -117. Commanders +6 at -111. Buffalo, Pittsburgh, first half under 23, -110. Buffalo, Pittsburgh, full game under 46 at -109. And I just moved on the full game Steelers +3.5. And I know we want to hear from everybody's action, but I'm going to be selfish for a second. I am interested in that over still in Rams, Carolina. I guess if I have to think about it this long, I probably shouldn't do it. I just got 10 minutes to make that decision. Let me just see what that first half movement has been here. The 23 just moved up to 23. Oh, no, that was yesterday. And if I look at the cash flow quickly on that spot here, 57% of tickets on the under, 61% of cash on the under. God, the Panthers might not help. I guess I probably let that go. I mean, are the Panthers going to be able to score? Okay, well, I think I let that go. What do you guys in the chat think about that spot? Be interesting. Urban Pope, no. I was staring at the Ducks for a long time, but I just want to go all in football here. I mean, I studied the card, Urban, but I'm not having a good year, and it's crucial to me to turn it around, and I think I'm going to hold back. Easy cash play of the day number 2 is the Dolphins -5. Hino Ball just moved on the Colts. Texans under 44.5. Hino Ball says, what about Rams first half team total over? Yeah, I can understand that. I think in that case, I'd probably rather just take the bet that we just saw a TJ Hammer in that Rams -5.5. Tasha saying that Carolina plays slow in the first half. I think I'm comfortable just letting it go. Let's review action here. Jackson Smith, Stacks play the day number 1, and shout out to our guy, Justin McKelvey. Stacks play the day number 1 and 2 are both in. Stacks play the day number 1 is Jackson Smith in the Jigba, 100+ receiving at +110, and Jalen Warren anytime touchdown at +123. Shout out to our guy, Stacks. Wow, Swiggy saying Captors contest has 64% of people on Carolina. Dennis Garcia is on Carolina, team total over 16.5 and 20.5. I mean, if you catch those, I'm obviously going to catch mine. Yes, Omar, I'm on the Titans again. Cashed with them last week. Going to try to cash them out with them again this week. I understand if they're an auto fade. I hear you, Omar. It's not a fun thing. Not a fun thing. Chill Will on Woody Marks anytime touchdown and over 53.5 rush yards. It's +285. Deacon taking the Bucks team total over 3.5 here. You know, it's a curious spot that Blackhawks, you know, with the Blackhawks home record, very similar to the Ducks road record. Line slightly moving back towards the Blackhawks. Blackhawks on this big big losing streak. And this is their last home game of a homestand. It's not very comfortable. Let's review all action here. An AM on the Blackhawks money line there. Let's review all action. Bobano is on the Titans +6 and the over 41.5. So we're on the opposite sides of that total. He's on the Saints +6, Jets +3.5. On the Browns +6, Steelers +3.5. He got 8 cents better on that 3.5 than I did. Chargers -9, Commanders +6.5, and that's his action here. I've got some action from my guy Spenny Penny Bombs. For those of you who might have missed it, I'm going to pop it in the chat for you. It's a lot of action here. And AM calling it his best bet on the board. Well, that makes me happy here. By the way, I can't fit the Lawrence interception and Ward interception, but it is +190 each for Spenny Penny Bombs there. Then we have Billy Brisbane, Stafford 2+ passing touchdowns, Adams anytime touchdown +102, Devon A. Chan anytime touchdown -145, Charbonnet anytime touchdown +110, Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns -120. He's got a 3-bet parlay. Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns, Gadsden over 3.5 receptions, and Gadsden anytime touchdown +448. He's got a 3-team parlay -2.5, Rams -2.5, Seahawks -2.5, Chargers -2.5. It's interesting. So that the Rams, Seahawks, Chargers here for Brizzy. And then we have so he's got them all -2.5. And then our guy TJ has the same three teams, but all double results at plus 190. So whereas you're seeing two cappers handle these two favorites in two different ways, and of course I track them all, so I'm going to be very curious to see whose way is more successful. Obviously, TJ going for a much bigger score at plus 190, and then Brizzy has those three teams all on the minus 2.5 parlayed at minus 145. So, I find this stuff extremely interesting, and I'll be watching very closely to see whose angle works backing favorites. He also gave us Lad McConkey anytime touchdown for Monday of next week. Because they got heavy UFC. Our guy, Strategic Investments, Chapiador play today is the Panthers plus 10.5. Then we have those are Spenny Penny Bombs props there. Again, Omar, just to make it clear, I just want everyone to see Spenny's action. So that's Spenny's action there. I'm not a player prop better. Spenny is a master. As you guys saw again last week, he went up 6 units on our show last week. For Big Master, he's on Texans money line, Dolphins double result, Jets plus 3.5, Browns plus 5.5, Browns double result, Browns money line, Seahawks minus 11. He also gave us a little bonus. That's Jazz first quarter money line. He is a first quarter NBA expert. Flash in the house is on the under 44.5 in Houston, Indianapolis. He's money line parlayed the Dolphins and the Buccaneers at plus 119. And he is on the under 46.5. Just my 2 cents. He moved on Jags Bucks plus 104. TJ's on the Caps here in the NHL, the Washington Capitals here. I hope so, Omer, my man. And then we have AM on the Isles. I found the games very difficult, but again, I'm not seeing the board clearly. But I'm going to attack. It's keeping me up at night. So I'm going to take a day just to focus on. I'm going to focus on football and brown liquor. We'll get back to NHL tomorrow. Salty Pete is on the New York Jets. See, I almost said Winnipeg. That's how. Trying to keep hockey out of my head. Over 30.5 rush attempts for the Jets. He's on McBride. Trey McBride, anytime touchdown plus 125. He's on Denver, double result minus 105. Denver alt line minus 9.5 plus 130. And Mariota interception minus 130. I think I'll probably put together an SGP for that. Joey DFS, Jalen Higgins over 3.5 receptions. Woody Marks anytime touchdown. Then he gave us the Bucks minus 3.5 and Irving anytime touchdown. He gave us Jackson Smith and the Jigba anytime touchdown plus 100. What a performance even when he breaks Steve Largent's records, I'm like, it's hard to put him in the same sentence as Largent. Now, Largent got the most out of him, his athleticism, the most out of that you could possibly get out of him. He was just such a smart wide receiver. Jackson Smith and the Jigba may go down as one of the greatest we've ever seen in the history of our sport. Jalen Warren, anytime touchdown for Joey DFS and James Cook, anytime touchdown minus 115. He also added RJ Harvey, anytime touchdown plus 100. AM coming off board sweepage last week. Titans plus 7, Raiders plus 10, Falcons minus 2.5, Broncos minus 6.5, Giants plus 7.5. And then our guy TJ, currently ranked 5th out of 32 on our show. Colts team total under 24.5. Devin Neal over 18.5 receiving yards. Rams first half minus 5.5. Rams, Chargers, Seahawks double result. The under 46 in the first half, under 23.5 in Buffalo, Pittsburgh. I'm with them on those. And then the Steelers money line. And Sweaty Butcher gave us a prime cut. It's Buffalo, Pittsburgh over 44.5. Don't worry, TJ. I can help get your name changed, my friend. Dizzy, thank you. Dizzy on Colts double result and Colts Rams money line parlay. You guys, thank you so much. I truly mean this. Like on a Sunday morning or almost on any morning, I wake up pumped up. You guys give my life focus and reason, and you inspire me to work harder and to try harder and care more. And I'm just extremely thankful. I don't take the opportunity to host this show lightly or be a part of this channel. So thank you to our producer, Jose Bouquet, who works tirelessly behind the scenes. Same with Swiggy, always working hard. I'm right with you, Deacon, on the Chargers and the Survivor. Swiggy, thank you for all that you do for us and all of you guys here. Peanut, my man. I love Peanut. I love capping with them. Joe Chris, Swiggy, AM, Deacon Mike, Aaron Gaza, Gerald Jones, Philly Eagle Flyer, Chill Will. What a guy. We got to meet Chill Will and his son, Lil Domo, and Lil Domo's Uncle Mark. I mean, just as classy as a family as you can imagine. Just, God, they're just that's the one thing about Pablo-Palooza. When you meet these guys, they're all beyond your expectations. It's the only time in life where you actually get beyond expectations. If you don't have reasonable expectations in life, you're going to be upset all the time. You should have very low expectations for everything else except Pubapalooza 5. Agent Parlay, Irish King, Omar Gaudet joining us from France. Kong's Clips. Hope you're starting to feel better, my man. All of you guys, thank you. Joe, Chris, we had Razor Sharp picks. The fix is in. Spencer Hicks, Lees. Thank you guys. Ken Peacock. All of you guys, truly. Deacon Mike, our guy Deacon Tommy Turnbuckle, Tommy Res Mob, Oldie. What a great group. Eldorado Custodian, Jason Meyer, Dennis Garcia. Let's have a Pachico De Gallo, Joey Opinions, Drewski, Hino Ball, T-Moss, Martez Denny, Stimmy. Thank you guys from all of us at Pub Sports Radio. Let's go get that money. Another week begins. Another Sunday right here. Let's go out there and do what we do best. Milk these motherfucking bookies. Leche! Hey, los bookmakers. Milk that shit.